It's hard to believe, but Japan is a country with more believers than there are people. According to the latest statistics, Japan's total population is about 120 million. Yet the combined followers of Shinto and Buddhism exceed 170 million. This paradox, having more believers than people, is the key to unlocking the secrets hidden within the Japanese heart. Many visitors to Japan find themselves confused at first. It's the thin line between shrines and temples, which can look and feel so similar. In many countries, it's normal to follow one single religion. But in Japan, it's natural for the same person to visit a shrine for New Year's and hold a funeral at a temple. Furthermore, if you ask, "What religion do you believe in?" many Japanese will answer, "I'm not particularly religious, I don't believe in anything." And yet, they deeply and quietly press their hands together in prayer toward nature and the unseen. Why have two religions with such different natures coexisted for over 1,000 years without conflict? And why do they value prayer so much while claiming to have no religion? In this video, from the perspectives of history and culture, we will gently unravel the true identity of the harmony that flows through the Japanese heart. Now, let's begin. Chapter 1: Two Sanctuaries, Two Roles. The two sanctuaries in Japan, shrines and temples, are based on entirely different religions. First, shrines are based on Shinto, a faith unique to and born in Japan. At the entrance stands a torii gate, and what is enshrined there are kami, deities linked to nature, the land, and the spirits of ancestors. Next, temples are based on Buddhism, which originated in India. The entrance features a Sanman gate, and inside, you'll find Buddhist statues and incense. What is enshrined here is the Buddha, who taught salvation from the sufferings of life. Simply put, shrines are places of prayer for this world and nature, while temples are places to reflect on life and the afterlife. The reason the number of believers exceeds 170 million, for a population of 120 million, is that it isn't a contradiction for one Japanese person to be a follower of both Shinto and Buddhism simultaneously. To cultures where religion is something you choose one of, this sensibility might seem very mysterious. However, in Japan, religion is not something you select, but is perceived as the environment or manners that exist around you. Chapter 2: What is Shinto? Living with nature. Shinto, the foundation of shrines, has no founder and no sacred scriptures. It is less a set of teachings and more a sense for living alongside nature. The mountains, the rivers, the sea, the trees, and the wind. At its core is the worldview of Yaoyorozu no Kami, the 8 million gods, where deities reside in all things. This is similar to the Force in Star Wars. Shinto gods are not distant rulers, they are like an energy that quietly fills the entire universe, space, and the daily lives of people. The gods of a shrine have no visible form. Mirrors or swords are enshrined as focal points for their presence. Because of this open foundation where anything can become a god, Buddhism, which arrived later, was able to be accepted as a new god. Chapter 3: What is Buddhism? Salvation from suffering. On the other hand, Buddhism, which reached Japan about 1,500 years ago, focuses on the suffering of living in the world after death. To the questions of, how can we be freed from suffering? And, how can we accept death? Buddhism provided a deep philosophy and ritual. This led to a rational and natural division of roles in Japan. Prayers for this life at shrines, and memorials for the afterlife at temples. Chapter 4, Shinbutsu-shugo, Fusion, not conflict. Normally, when different religions meet, conflict tends to arise. But Japan did not choose the path of fighting over who is right. Instead, Shinbutsu-shugo, the syncretism of Shinto and Buddhism, was born. It was interpreted as, their original forms are Buddhas, but they appeared as kami to save the Japanese people. For example, Amaterasu, the supreme deity of Shinto, was considered a temporary manifestation of the Buddha Danichi Nyorai. Thus, a religious fusion rare in the world, where temples exist inside shrines and torii gates stand inside. Temples continued for over 1,000 years. Chapter 5, The Disruption of the Meiji Era and Non-Religious Consciousness. This coexistence was forcibly severed by the Meiji government in the 19th century. To modernize the nation, they implemented a policy to make shrines a state right and separate them from Buddhism. However, they could not divide the hearts of the people. While saying, "I am non-religious," Japanese people still use both religions in their lives today. There is a saying, "Live by Shinto, die by Buddhism." Bright milestones of life, such as the birth of a child or a wedding, are handled by shrines to pray for happiness in this world. In contrast, temples take on the role of watching over the deceased as Hatoki-sama through funerals and memorial services. By using both, Japanese people maintain their spiritual balance. Chapter 6, Faith Woven into Daily Life. In many religions overseas, faith is exclusive. Believing in one God means denying all others. On the other hand, the Japanese view of religion is like a layered structure where new things are added on top. Religion is not an object of whether you believe or not, but has become part of seasonal events and manners. Take New Year's, for example. This is an event to pray for safety and good fortune for the coming year at a shrine. And then there is Obon. This is a period in summer to welcome the spirits of deceased family and ancestors and offer gratitude. Going to a shrine for New Year's, honoring ancestors at a temple during Obon, and naturally pressing one's hands together in times of need. These are not acts of loyalty to a specific doctrine, but the very habits acquired for living. Chapter 7, A Landscape Where Shrines and Temples Stand Together. The sight of shrines and temples standing side by side symbolizes Japanese culture itself. To coexist by dividing roles without excluding different values. There lies not the weakness of avoiding conflict, but the strength of harmony, accepting the complex world as it is. If you happen to see a shrine and a temple neighboring each other in Japan, it is not merely a tourist spot. Not seeking a single, perfect answer, but accepting different values and harmonizing them over time. This aesthetic, which Japan has long cherished, is quietly placed within that very landscape. That's all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to the channel and give it a like. I'll see you again in the next video.